I'm going to figure this out. Welcome to live chat. Remember the guidelines. So it looks like live chat should be on. I might have to just work this out for a minute. See what this is. I'm going to do this. All right, I did that. Um, Let me know if you're able. Well, I guess I'll see if you're going to be able to post stuff. Lighting, green screen, create highlights, retouch, hide live video, sticker, mute, flip. Um, I don't know. I wasn't able to do comments, so I'm playing with this. We're only a minute in. All right, I changed settings to all comments, so I should get comments. I should get comments. Now, I normally in the background you would see that I'm in the Walmart parking lot for our live Sunday. Okay, so we have just had, I would say we have about 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch of sleet and snow on the ground, which is covering a sheet of ice. And I'm out here warming up my car, making sure my battery's good. I did buy a jump box just in case because it seemed like my battery was a little weak, and it was a little weak starting. But as long as that I keep it on the alternator, the battery should be fine. I'm sniffling a little bit because I've been out in the cold. I'm a Texan. We don't do cold. And it's cold now, and I thought I threw a gator on to keep my neck warm, which keeps the blood warm to get to my brain warm. And now I'm going to have cold blood in my brain. So let's see how this word works out. Let's see, who is this? Lay off the crack. Well, aren't you just a sweetheart? Um, well, my goodness, you got up on the wrong side of the bed. Do you realize that I support ICE? I support our government, that I'm a Second Amendment guy. I'm a constitutional conservative. I have read and do read the Federalist Papers, but we're not into that today. We're into the things of the Lord Jesus Christ, which our country was founded upon. Um, so now, yeah, now I've got your messages being held up for review. Um, so that's just some crazy. Stop being crazy, man. You say get off the crack, man. I'm telling you what, man. I'm not the one on the crack. I'm the one that's just bringing you the word of God. Wow, that sun is coming in hard, man. I might have to see if I can reposition my car in this little parking space right quick. Wow, wasn't expecting that. Let me see if we can do that. You know, I've been challenged. Let me see if I can just slightly, without hitting a pole, move the car just like that. Look at that. American ingenuity. American ingenuity. Yeah. You know, let's have a good time. We have all these things going on around the world, globally, in our lives. What did Jesus say? He said, in this world, troubles will arise, but be of good cheer. I've overcome the world. So all these troubles that are arising, let's just be of good cheer and then handle it from emotional intelligence. And that's something I picked up from Pastor Troy Brewer, was emotional intelligence. Okay, so just so you understand that we're coming from the standpoint of Jesus here, and we're going to talk a lot more about 2026. This is part 4, but we're got to recap 2025. And understand what a prophetic voice is, as it's a guideline, the direction the Lord would desire us to go in terms of our study and our focus. And that's what really a prophetic voice is, and that's what it's a concentration of where we're going to focus and where we're going to study the Word from. Okay, this is the year of, and we used to always have like, this is the year of, and then go through scriptures that would apply to that focus of concentration, and that would be uplifting to the body. It's a focus of a prophetic word is a focus of concentration. Part of a prophetic word can address coming events. We see that, but I got to say that. We're not in the year of, we're in a time period. And that time period really started as in 2020, as Pastor Troy pointed out, that we entered into the decade of the pay. The decade of the pay. And which is what? The mouth, the voice. Okay? And right at that point, what happened? We got hit by COVID, where we had to what? Cover our mouth, not show up with the saints at the church, and try to stop our voice. Okay? And that is very prophetic in what has taken place. So I just wanted to cover some things about the prophetic voice, the things that have happened, what was prophesied for 2025 as we compound into 2026. And those of you that don't understand the prophetic, it's real. And, and I seek the Lord every year coming into Rosh Hashanah, okay? And what direction do we need to go? What's going on for the next year, Lord? And this year, as I was seeking the Lord into Rosh Hashanah, I got a number of different words of what will be happening and what we're going into and what's compounding upon 2025. And man, I got sick for 25 days. I wasn't able to get that word out the way I normally do, but we're getting it out now, okay? And it's a lot of powerful words for 2026. Compounding on 2025. We have to go back to 2025. Grace upon grace. Get rid of all the noise and all the clutter, so you can hear 5 by 5 from the Lord with perfect strength and perfect clarity. 5 by 5 is a radio terminology of clarity and strength, that you're hearing clearly with perfect strength and perfect clarity. We entered into this time of grace upon grace, the power increase of grace in your life. Remember, grace is God's ability added to your life to do those things in life that you cannot do without Him. Gotta make sure I'm in park. Right? Without God, you really can't do things without God, man. If you've got the grace of God, you've got God's ability added to your life to do those things that He's asking you to do. So 2025, we entered a time of grace upon grace, hearing God with perfect strength and perfect clarity for those that would get rid of the noise and the clutter. Also, at the time before the election in 2024 at Rosh Hashanah, I received a word. We have entered into the time of great transition, big and small, global, national, personal. I also have on record with my friend Stan, which I didn't put publicly because I don't like putting out political things out publicly. I'll discuss them with my friends, and this is what I'm hearing from the Lord. But I got on record with my friend Stan that Donald Trump would be reelected, and he would be the catalyst of these global national transitions. And to this day, we see this happening on a daily basis. I have seen friends have great transitions. One got remarried to a woman that met all 7 things that petitioned the Lord for. He had his scriptures laid out. He said, "This is what I want." And the new wife, he's 70 something years old, and his wife passed during the times of COVID, and he was believing God for a new spouse, and so he had his scriptures, and he had, "Lord, this is what I'm looking for in a new spouse," and the Lord met him exactly where he was at, and that's pretty cool. That was a cool transition right there, and they're still going through that transition right now, and they're working through it. They are married, and that's a cool transition, and that God really blessed him. One thought he had a dream in what he was doing in his job, that he was going to buy a certain business that he was working towards, and suddenly the owner turned around and sold it out from under him. But God transitioned him to a better position with greater opportunities. Better position, greater opportunities, and he has made that transition, and he is prospering. Another friend of mine who was in a company for 10 years, who really wasn't having the best quality of life with his family, finally made the decision to transition away from that job. He took 2 months off, taking care of his mom. His daughter's turning 12. He's spending time with his wife, his family, and took Christmas, and he has now transitioned away from a position that was taken away from the quality of the life. So God has blessed him in that. So these are some things that we see personally, transitions taking place, and they've all been to the benefit. They've all been to the benefit. These are all transitions that are for good. They have been transitions for the good. Keep the president in your prayers as he continues to transition our position in the geopolitical playing field, which is also for our good. America first. It's for our good. There's a lot of things that are going on out there that are taking place. A lot of people are in a frenzy. They don't understand what's going on. But if you step back and see things from a full picture of the geopolitical situation, we see the transitions going on globally and nationally, and they started with the transition of Donald Trump becoming president again. So this is really the recap of this time period we entered into in 2025. So that is now, so we have the grace upon grace, okay? And it's a time period. This is now we're going to compound upon that. We're going to compound into what we're entering into for 2026, okay? I've been hindered this morning. Now I got a migraine. I woke up today with a migraine. I'm going to bring this message to you, this recap to you, and every time I go to bring this out, I get attacked. But we're getting it out. We're getting it out. So we're going to know about 5786, Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year. That's when I usually get these words, and I did. And we're going to understand what time period we're in 2026 as we build upon 2025. Okay? So next week we're going to look at the words that were given to me for 2026 and beyond, a time period that we've entered into. Compounding interest, we're going to address that. Judgment, we're going to address that, and we have addressed that. Mercy, we're going to address that. 2 times 13 equals 26. The beloved of God. Now we've mentioned that, but we're going to get into that a little bit further. And as I was finishing up this morning, putting this together, and being cold and with a migraine and doing this, I hope y'all are getting this. This is off the cuff. It's live. So it is what it is, and I hope it's a blessing, because this transitions, and we see the grace upon grace, and we see the mercy of God and the judgments of God. Well, guess what? The mercy of God, grace put mercy on the cross, right? And in the cross, you are transitioned from a fallen person into a whole new species of being. A whole new species of being. And so we've transitioned in that. Be born again. And this verse, right when I was coming out here, the verse of the day on my app popped up, and I thought it was a very good app, or a very good verse to look at today and keep mindful of. 1 John 4:15. Whosoever. Now I'm a whosoever. Are you a whosoever? I'm a whosoever. So me being a whosoever shall confess that Jesus is the Son of God. God dwelleth in him, and he in God. And that's the exact same thing Jesus said. He said, my Father in me, me and my Father. I do nothing without my Father. And we are in Jesus, Jesus in us. We have the Spirit of the Son of God that cries, Abba, Father. Allow that to take place in you. Get a hold of that you have the Spirit of the Son of God within you. You've been made a son of God. In your spirit, your soul, all that you are is a whole new species of being in God. And what is that being? You're a being that cries out, Abba, Father. My Father, my dear Father. My Papa, my dear Papa. That's what that Abba translates to. Let's see. We've got Cody Rice. We've got Cindy. We've got Augers Farm. I don't know why people think that I want illegals. I have been a staunch supporter of border security. That's really weird that I'm getting those kind of comments, because they're wrong. I've never said if you. This is not a political channel. This is a Jesus channel, but we do have to, in Christianity, get into the politics of things. And so my politics is the Constitution. My politics is we need to save this. My politics is when you're born in this country, that we already are born into the oath that citizens take and that the servicemen take, and that we defend with our lives the Constitution of the United States. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I grew up on that from kindergarten on. We studied the Constitution from kindergarten through 12th grade. Okay, we went from the very beginning, the Declaration of Independence, all the way to studying the Federalist Papers by the 11th grade. So I don't know where these comments of I don't support ICE and I support illegals. No, I don't support that at all. No, illegals need to be deported. And if they deport themselves and then they try to come back in a legal fashion, that's fine. That's what immigration is to do it right. My grandfather, when he came over through Ellis Island in 1927, he had to have money in his pocket, and he had to show he had a skill. So when he was let in here to become a citizen, he was able to then conform himself to our country and benefit our country. That's called merit-based immigration. So if you want to understand what my political view is on that, that's what it is. I hope that makes things clear. I do love y'all. God bless you. And I will see you next week on our live. Go to my other channel, which is at Steve Detweiler 100. Righteousness is key. We got to get up to 50 subscribers so that way we can do lives on that channel. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.